Okay. This is episode 1 of KTT. That stands for Kut Throat Takes. It's an anime themed podcast that covers everything and everything anime. I don't know if I said everything twice there. I was supposed to say anything and everything. You know what I'm saying? You listen back to it, you know. Whatever. You feel me? I am Drift, one of the co-hosts, and I'm joined by Xero. Introduce yourself, my dog.
I'm here. Happy to be here.
Let's go. Let's get it. So we're not gonna waste too much time with any type of preamble. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna jump straight in with some JJK discussions. First up, I'm thinking, okay, cool. I don't know if you know too much about like the grading system in JJK. Yeah. And for the purposes of the discussion that we're gonna have, you don't need to like have the deepest understanding of it. Yeah. But I just wanted to kind of like spitball an idea with you.
All right.
So Nanami, right? You know what Nanami is, right?
Right.
So Nanami is a grade 1 sorcerer. Yeah. The only thing that comes above a grade 1 sorcerer is a special grade sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like just to give you an understanding of the playing field. So Gojo, Ghetto, special grade.
Right.
Yeah. Grade 1, Nanami, right?
Right.
Cool. So one of the interesting things about Higoruma is, right, even though he only recently got a hold of his curse technique and whatnot, yeah, as in literally, I think it was a span of like 13 days or like 12 days. Yeah.
No way.
Honestly.
No
Yeah.
way.
Like 12 days. Yeah. Man has already been likened to being basically a grade 1. That puts him on the same playing field as niggas like Nanami. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So my question here is pound for pound, who do you think would probably win, him or Nanami, boxing wise? Because like when I sit there and I think about the praise that Sukuna gave him, like Sukuna made multiple observations about Higuruma, like yo,
Mm-hmm.
the way you handle yourself is a cut above the rest. Like you're nice with it, and you
Right.
know Sukuna. You know what I'm saying? Like he swats aside anybody that doesn't interest him.
Bro, man disrespected Yuji, the
Man
MC, in the same man. Like, bro, you're boring.
Man said there's not an interesting bone in that body.
Damn.
Zero.
And he should know he was inside it. Pause.
You see what I'm saying? Bored, but yeah, no. So real quick, what are you thinking? Like, if you could just hypothetically, well, man said hypothetically, see two of them boxing, yeah? Do you think like Higuruma could take Nanami?
All right. Before I can answer that, I'm gonna need to run down Nanami's skill set for me.
So Nanami's skill set, his curse technique is centered around a ratio. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold it to me right now perfectly, yeah? But it's centered around creating a point on your body,
right,
via using like a line,
right,
yeah, and the point at which he cuts, then you take like double damage.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how Nanami's skill set works effectively.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like we could probably double back in like a later episode and go a bit more in depth on what it is. Yeah, but off the top of my head, if I had to describe it, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He creates a line on his opponent's body, like using math, and then pinpoints the best location to kind of like hit you for double damage, and that's how you see him kind of slump, or like a lot of the curse spirits you see him slump.
Okay.
You get me? So that's how Nanami boxes.
So that like the ideal spot, like your weakest point. So
Yeah,
you pinpoint your weak points.
Yeah, but it's less so him pinpointing and more so him creating them. Like he can create at any point on your body that he wants to. So provided that he cuts you at the right point, you will take like double damage.
Okay.
You know
Okay. As opposed to Higuruma,
which I won't lie to you, right? The sword of execution. No, the executioner's sword.
Yeah.
I understand what that does fairly straightforward. You know what I'm saying? You cut something, it dies outright. No exception apart from Sukuna. You get me?
Well, all right. That's not so much an exception, though, isn't it? Like, it wasn't connected to him.
Yeah, that's what I mean by exception. I feel like anybody else would have been dead, though. You know what I'm saying? Only that man had the clarity to lose the hand in the instant that you got stabbed by the thing that kills anything.
Right.
You get me? So I'm like, except Sukuna. You feel me?
And some trolling as well, like.
You get me?
All right, cool.
Some like trolling sprinkled in there. You get me? I'm like, with all of that being said, like, who do you think would win, Nanami or Higuruma? And we don't have to like do a deep dive on it, like just off the strength of like the top of your head. Who do you think would win? Because obviously there are other things to discuss within like the JJK sphere. You feel me?
True. All right, off the top of my head, I'm going to go with Nanami. All right. And the reason why is because he's been doing the sorcerer thing since day dot, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, while Higuruma might be like prodigious and like got up to the point where, if I recall, I'm seeing Sukuna saying like, bro, you're on the same like kind of level as Gojo. Like your potential is in the same kind of level as Gojo.
There was discussion.
You understand?
That,
Who's basically the JJK GOAT since then. You understand? So his potential is crazy. But if we put it down for I'm gonna give it to the guy who has actual experience, like versus the guy that's new with it. So he's very adaptable, right? And that's a great strength to have. But if memory serves, his two main fights are against Yuji and Sukuna.
Yeah, and those are two pretty unlucky.
You understand? So with Yuji, I'm not gonna downplay Yuji's hands, but it's a child versus, you know what I mean, like an adult. But that shouldn't even make sense either, because Yuji should technically be a Jujutsu Kaisen sorcerer longer than him.
I mean, technically, I mean, it's not even technically, he is. You know what I'm saying? He has been a Jujutsu sorcerer longer than Higoruma.
But you understand? But he was clearly shown to be like, I don't want to say inferior, but Higoruma could have bodied him if he actually chose to. You understand? So yeah, Higuruma's prodigious as all hell, but I'm gonna give it to Nanami.
Okay, no, valid. All right, cool. Moving swiftly on. Rocks with it. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? What do you think Kenjaku's will means? Yeah.
Kenjaku's will.
Yeah, because you know when Body took the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When Body took the head and it was like, my will live on or persist or something like that, or something to that effect. Yeah. What do you think it means? Like real quick.
Is it not still to do with the calling game?
Do you think?
I mean, I can't, like, unless you tell me that there's some kind of something supposed to trigger off in Yuji at some point.
I mean, that's what I was thinking.
You understand? Like, unless there's like some kind of secondary programming in Yuji.
Because it is common knowledge that, of course, Kenjaku created Yuji. You know what I'm saying? Quotation marks. And I'm never talking about. I'm never talking about that part. Like, I'm not talking about that part. But I do believe there is a deeper discussion at play regarding Yuji potentially being another cursed womb, painting type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, again, in a later episode, we'll go into like a deeper dive into all of those aspects there. Yeah.
Right.
But that kind of is why I leaned into the idea of that potentially meaning, or that potentially being what Kenjaku meant by my will live on. You get me? Because he does seem weirdly pleased with Yuji. At any time that he kind of bucks Yuji, he seems kind of like weirdly happy. You know what I'm saying? As if he's seeing something like come to fruition. You feel me? So that's why I'm like, I've always kind of thought of it through that lens. But again, when you're dealing with Kenjaku, you can't disclude the fact that like bro can body hop. You know what I'm saying? And has been doing so for 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like somewhere within that, this man might have like a play or a technique that allows him to survive or persist past this beheading.
But can't you only have don't you usually have limited techniques?
Yeah, no, literally.
You have limited techniques. So he can only really use not like he can only, but he should be able to mainly use what's his name? Ghetto's ability.
Yeah. And whoever like
and
I think
one other
I think it's like you get 4. I think somewhere in that area, I think every sorcerer can maintain like 4 separate curse techniques. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like you are correct in that. Like if it is a situation of him having another card to play, another hand to play, despite being beheaded, it would need to be very well thought out. Because as of right now, a great deal of evidence like kind of leans towards it being Yuji.
Yeah,
you get me? Because it's common knowledge that you created the Don.
I mean, Chozo as well.
The only reason I don't say Chozo is because Chozo, in the eyes of Kenjaku, isn't as important as Yuji. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could even see it in the way that, like, man was dealing with him when they scrapped. You know what I'm saying? And secondly, Chozo's already been battered up by multiple men. So if your will was Chozo...
Again, secondary programming, something that happens after that. He's like, man might be on his eyes and shit.
I mean, it's definitely something to think about with Chozo. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely something to think about with Chozo. And I would say it's unlikely, given the way that his character's been written in the story so far. You get me? But at this point, nothing is sacred. You get me? I've seen my man get bisected. You get me? I don't lie to you, yeah? Nothing is sacred, yeah? But on that note, we'll close out the JJK for now and move swiftly on to some MHA. You feel me? So, MHA, cool. I have a question.
All right.
Where do you see the story going from here in regards to Bakugo?
In regards to Bakugo?
like for the last couple of chapters, he was going crazy, but it was all at AFO. But AFO's gone now.
Yeah, he's done.
What do we do with Bakugo?
He's done. He's done first.
It's clips, yeah.
Clips. Not clips like that. Nah, he ain't out of here. He's still alive, obviously. Not like that, but his part's done. You understand? Like he took down AFO,
which is an accolade,
of course, which is the big bad or was the big bad for the series.
Yeah,
you understand? Went all out, pushed AFO to his limits, caused man to regress back to nothingness, and then he collapsed. You understand? So he's good for now. So going forward, all that really means is that when the story wraps up, he just goes on to become, I think, the number 2 hero. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. Between him and Todoroki, I'm not sure. But Todoroki's looking kind of charred right now, so who knows?
Yeah, man. It's not looking good for bro, guys. You get me? But okay, cool. How do you feel about AFO in totality? Like, as a character? How it was written? Like, along those lines?
I liked what I saw of AFO.
Okay.
So it was all. I kind of wish his send off was a bit more. I don't know, flashy. You know.
I mean, expound by flashy. You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean, if Bakugo give him a big boy explosion, like AP shot through his face or something like that. Like, obviously, that's murder. We can't have the heroes murdering man. Then you understand? But Bakugo pulling out some mad new massive explosion things, like drop him there, and then he tries to heal, and then that it takes him out.
But okay, cool. I get
that. And that somewhat did happen because he shot.
Heroes don't murder. Sorry to cut you off. You know what I'm saying? I get that heroes don't murder, but you don't think at this point in the story, certain man deserve to got a hero otherwise, fam. Like, after what you've done. You get me? So that's why I'm like, even if it was like a gorier kill, I'd have been like, okay, well, that's what you get. Like, you have been a menace, generationally so.
I mean, all right, cool. So here's the thing with that, all right? I quite like the hero no kill rule.
So do I.
You understand? I quite like that. Picked up from Batman. You understand? Been watching Batman since they kind of just picked up that notion. It's followed on through basically all my favorites. Goku, Vash the Stampede, Kenshin. You understand? The no kill thing, I'm cool with that. You understand? So even me just saying that right now, that was just, you understand? But it would have been cool to see, but it was just something that was never going to happen. You understand? So I wasn't expecting that from them. In terms of some people need to be got, I think they did sort of try and do that with All Might.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying though. That's not him getting got, because he still came back from that and had moments of like taking W's.
Yeah. So but what I'm saying is, from that panel, from that panel, it dead ass looked like All Might was trying to fucking finish man.
Yeah, no, because he was, and don't get me wrong, him losing his eyes, his nose, all of that, like him.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the damage. I'm not talking about the damage he got. I'm talking about the fact that All Might was trying to put him down.
But to me, that speaks to the point I make.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The fact that All Might was trying to put man down, but still didn't put man down, and then ultimately he dies the way he dies.
Which I feel like is kind of bullshit, but it makes sense. Like, narratively, it's fine, but I feel like it's bullshit. Bro punched, like, this is a guy that can, like, punch a building and crumble that shit. You understand? Smashing up the grounds with, like, Delaware or whatever kind of smash and all. You understand? And this man goes in full force and takes the top of this guy's dome off, clean off. Yeah. And he come back from that anyway. So it's either some regeneration quirk or that.
I mean, like the little doctor nigga, you know,
a little shitty ass doctor guy. Yeah. So it's likely that. So it's possible All Might did kill him, and then my guy just resurrected him.
To me, it wasn't possible. When he took AFO's body, he took it from a morgue. That punch slumped, bro. He took the body from a morgue because like we just said, like you just covered, bro, that punch that we saw, you don't get the top half of your dome ski removed like that and come back from it by normal means. You know what I'm saying? So, and the panel where you saw body take the body, he was taking it from a morgue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's AFO as well, so it's not impossible for him to like steal some kind of like regeneration quirk over time. You understand? And then it's like trigger that to activate after a certain period of time. So, but yeah.
For me, like, I've always, because you brought up like the Batman or whatnot, for me, I've always thought it was impactful whenever you saw a hero go outside of the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, it's understood heroes don't kill. You get me? And by and large, I like that about heroes also. You get me? But that only applies to a handful of individuals. Like, when you've done as much as AFO has done on the scale of the things that he has done, I don't think it's above any hero being like, okay, cool, you need to die. Like, city blocks have been destroyed. You have fucked with generations of people. You get me? So that's why I'm like, if you gave him like a bloodier end, I wouldn't be mad at it, and I wouldn't think it was overkill.
I mean, no, because look at the
especially given the fact that it's him. It's not like it's a villain that's working under him that was probably being manipulated or something. Do you know what I'm saying? It's him. You get me? The head of the snake. What my man has done up to this point in the story is abominable.
Right.
And it's usually when things like that happen, when you're dealing with a character like that, that the hero in question is usually pushed to the point where it's like, okay, cool, I now need to kill you. Think Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in Soul and why that moment is so landmark iconic. You feel me? It's because it's pacifist Gohan finally realizing that yes, there are times in life where you have to put somebody down.
But I had this exact same argument the other day with somebody on Twitter in regards to like Goku and Moro, right? And I was taking the stance you were taking. You understand? At a certain point, some people need to get got. Fully on board with that. So even though I said I like the no kill rule, yeah, I am fully on board. It's kind of like let's just bring in like the movie. So a lot of people shit on Man of Steel, right? And I don't see the problem.
Okay.
You understand? So Superman snaps Zod's neck, and I'm sorry if that's a spoiler if you ain't seen Man of Steel. Goddamn.
Where have you been?
You understand? Goddamn. But yeah, so Superman snaps Zod's neck, and people are up in arms about that. You understand? But this isn't Superman taking on some kind of semi-powerful human. This is Superman taking on somebody who is exactly as strong as he is, with far more training than he is, and in a situation whereby that person was going to murder people right in front of him if he didn't do what he had to do. Now let's go back to All Might. All Might had all that generational struggle on his shoulders. Him and AFO in that climatic fight that he thought was the end of it. He tried to put down AFO.
Exactly.
I'm fine with that. The issue is, we're showing and jump. You can't really have you can't really have kids killing people like that.
But
no, that's why I'm like, but
I mean, don't get
like
me
personally,
wrong.
I would have preferred
don't get
if
me
like
wrong.
I don't want to take the shine off Bakugo,
like,
but I would have preferred if it was All Might that finished it with AFO.
But then who does Bakugo get?
Bakugo could like
you see, and just that quickly, that's why I asked. I knew I kind of realized why they had Bakugo dealing with AFO exclusively.
Okay.
What do I mean by they? Kind of know what
I mean. Listen,
Bakugo
both Deku
AFO.
and Bakugo inherited All Might's will. You understand?
Yeah.
So the two of them taking down Shigaraki and AFO,
that's more like in-world philosophical. I'm talking IRL. I understood exactly why you had Bakugo fight in AFO, because at this point in the story, who else do you give Bakugo to?
Well, they didn't set up anybody.
Exactly.
So that's like, they didn't set up anybody.
Todoroki
had his setup.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's had their payoff, so to speak. You get me?
Right.
You couldn't give Bakugo to anybody else. So that's why the person who put Bakugo down, the person who put AFO down was Bakugo. You get me? So I get that. So that's why I asked, with AFO now gone, regardless of however long MHA persists after the point that we are discussing, what does Bakugo do?
Well, he goes on to become the number 2 hero, as I said.
I mean,
after all of this, it's just happy times.
I'm talking about right now, though. I'm talking about like at present.
He can't do anything. That's something to say to you. He can't. Bakugo literally cannot do anything anymore. He's done. For this fight, he's done. At best, he could probably pull up and like swoop by and pull Deku out of danger. You understand? Like, bro, all you can do is run assist. He cannot throw hands right now.
I was gonna say all you can do is really assist.
You understand? Like, all you can do is run assist right now, bro.
We'll have to wait and see what MHA and Bakugo have in store. You feel me? I mean, MHA in general, but I'm keeping my eye on Bakugo. You get me? But cool. That's the MHA segment done. We're gonna move ever swiftly on
to Boruto 2 Blue Vortex.
You feel me?
All right, so
let's do it.
Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 5. All right.
Yes.
So, lots of stuff happened in that one.
Epic.
It was. Information dump, but I love it.
I love it.
You understand? I love it.
I'm here for it.
So we got the name of the divine trees, except for Bug, which is kind of weird. The Bug one doesn't have a name yet.
His name is Bug, is it not?
No, all right, cool. That's it. That's the human component. I'm talking about the divine tree version of him. He ain't got no name. The only Bug I acknowledge in Boruto is Kawaki. Did I say Kawaki? Damn, I'm slandering man. I'm sorry. I'm slandering man. It's not like that. It's like don't come for me. I beg you. Kawaki stands, do not come for me.
You Kawaki stands relax. You know what I'm saying?
Do not come for
He's
me.
up off my dog for real.
The only Bug in Boruto that I acknowledge is Code. That nigga's a cockroach.
Oh my god, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Funnily enough, he don't have a name yet. So we have Jura, Jigen, Ishiki, Kawaki, hybrid person.
Now,
you understand?
Thing.
We have Matsuri, who's Moegi.
Damn. Who saw that coming? So who saw that one coming?
Everybody saw that coming. You know what I'm saying? But all right, cool. So that's the point I want to talk about. That's the point I want to talk about. Yeah, but let me just come. So we have Jura, Matsuri, and Hidari. All right, but
damn, you got the names down pat. You're hard. You know, go.
Yeah, but the Bug one just doesn't have a name, and I just found that weird because like I went back through the chapter today to kind of see if I just overlooked it, and dead ass his name is never mentioned. It's just just Bug Divine Tree for now. Yeah,
Bug, fam.
You understand? All right, cool. We'll just call him Insect then.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's cool, man. Bug. I love that for him. I can't even lie to you, fam. The name suits him so perfectly. But if you told me his name was actually Bug, I'd be fine with it. But like, he's Bug.
I'm just gonna keep the name Bug. I'm just gonna keep the name Bug.
What's wrong with Bug?
All right. So, lots of stuff happened there. We got the Divine Trees. We got the Team 10 set up with Fodoramaru.
Hey, leave my dog alone.
We got Amado. What's his name there? Sai and Shikamaru all cluing in now via Amado that there's some kind of memory alteration stuff happening. Right? And what else we have? We have the reunion between Boruto, Sarada, and Sumire just standing over in the corner. Sorry, sis.
On the point there, stay where you are, right? Stay where you are. We'll move on from this afterwards, right? But I do want to ask you, because you mentioned Sarada, Boruto. Do you feel like Boruto came back to the village too soon?
Too soon?
Yeah, like in terms of reveal. Because he pulls up initially.
He pulls up in chapter 1. So chapter 1, he pulls up and puts his foot on Code's face.
We love that. I can't lie to you. The same energy that damn guy Ichigo had for Aizen. We love that. You know what I'm saying? We need more Zero. We want.
Yeah, you just violating somebody's face like that, bro. What is it? It's 3 at the minute. Like, it's my guy pulling up and stepping on Code's face. Yeah. It's Dan guy Ichigo palming off fucking Aizen.
Rude.
Yeah. And it's Goku slapping the shit out of Frieza and Nami.
Slap the piss out that, bro. Just box the shit
Man,
out,
just
man.
box the crap.
Yo,
yeah.
dog. Okay, cool. But fuck, where was I? Cool. Do you think that Boruto came back to the village too soon? Like, the effect of it was a little wasted. Do you feel like that's an understandable perspective to have? Because I've seen that talking point online. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people like, why did he come back to the village so soon if he was going to come back and reunite with Sarada and all of that properly again?
I would ask, are they reading the same manga as me?
Okay, expound. Why you say that?
First and foremost, bro, with a 3-year time skip, what do you mean soon? Bro didn't just dip out and then come back 6 months later. Oh, 6 months later time skip. No, bro, this was a full 3-year time skip.
No, understandable, but that's inverse. I think they're talking about IRL. Like for you as the viewer, for like the payoff for knowing how long they've been apart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The whole 3 years. You know what I mean? Do you feel like him pulling up initially to the village to leave and then come back kind of lessens the impact of the reunion?
Is you saying when he chases after Code and comes back to the village?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like that kind of lessens the impact of the actual reunion?
But again, bro was there and left and came back.
And that's
you understand? So he came and she didn't see it. Oh wait, she did see him. She was there. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. She was there. We'll talk later. Yeah. So I kind of forgot about that.
Like,
you understand? And then bro pulled up. It took to handle business and then pulled up. It's like, all right, cool. Now we can spit. So no,
like, not speaking on whether or not, not speaking on how it was done, but in terms of,
for me personally, it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like I can't see, fam. This thing started off heavy. You understand? We started off with a full-scale invasion of the village.
Which nobody's mad at, and neither am I.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I do think it was an interesting little point to make, because I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, chapter 1, he pulls up, then he dips, and then chapter 5, he pulls up again. You know what I'm saying? It's like the reunion effect is kind of lessened. You get me? Like the
All right, so
reunion effect.
nah, I don't agree. So what are we supposed to? How was that supposed to be handled? Were they supposed to just like reunite again on the battlefield in some next big fight outside of Konoha?
Perhaps maybe not pull up in chapter 1 and then pull up again in chapter 5. You
And
know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
fuck that. No,
You
no
know what I'm
way.
saying?
That pull up was too strong, bro.
Is the
Fuck
pull
that.
up hard? Yes,
Fuck
but
that.
that's why people are having the discussion about it.
Mhm.
Nobody dislikes the pull up or how it was done.
So
No,
is
it's
is
just
the
a discussion.
reunion?
It's just a discussion regarding okay, cool. It seems a little clumsy. You get me? Because you have done pull up to the village.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, oh my god, it's Boruto.
Mhm.
He's like, yo, we'll talk again. Dips, and you're like, okay, cool. They are gonna talk again, but
Yeah.
probably not anytime soon. Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then 4 chapters later, boom, bro's back hugging. I'm sorry that one. It's like, okay, why didn't we just wait for chapter 5 for him to go back to the village? Why not just have him pulling up on him pulling up on Code?
Because if he
somewhere
didn't
else?
pull up in chapter 1, he would have. All right, I'm not gonna say he's gonna kill. I'm Sarada, but he was gonna move to Sarada.
This is me talking to like the author, for example. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, or like the fandom talking to the author, for example. You know what I'm saying? Why not just have the engagement between him and Boruto 3 years later somewhere else that's not Konoha? So that way, after all of that happens, and then he goes back to Konoha, the reunion effect is still there.
Well,
Oh
why is
my
he
God.
going back to Konoha?
I don't know. Because it's been 3 years, nigga,
Yeah.
like you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's 3 years and some real major shit happening. Like, look, whatever's going on between us, there's major shit happening now. There are literally divine trees with personalities and attributes of people that they ate or consumed, cutting around. Code can no longer control these things. Whatever's going on between us, there's bigger shit at play now.
Yeah, but okay, cool. The discussion doesn't speak to that. You're speaking to the severity of the world. The world is severe, my nigga.
Right.
The point I'm making here is, if you had just had the confrontation between Boruto and Kawaki 3 years later happen somewhere else. that
Boruto and
wasn't
Code.
Fuck, my bad, thank you. Boruto and Code.
Mhm.
Yeah? If the confrontation between Boruto and Code had happened literally anywhere else 3 years later, and then Boruto did everything he did, and then went back to Konoha to be like, yo, what's good? It's been 3 years. You'd still have the engagement from chapter 1,
Right.
and you still have the reunion effect that people are talking about from chapter 5.
It still
You get
doesn't.
me?
It still doesn't
For
sit well
me,
with me.
perfect. But for me, I understand it perfectly. I can't lie to you. It's nuanced as fuck, but I can understand. I was like, huh. Because I'm like, it does come across a little clumsy to me. To me, it seems a little clumsy. Why have the nigga come back to the village that he was banished from, his home village, for 3 years, and then 4 chapters later he comes back again? Like, why? Don't get me wrong. Is it the worst take in the world? Like,
No,
is it
but
the worst
again, so
plot writing in the
my
world? No, fuck no. You know what
my
I'm saying?
thing is, I'm expecting from chapter 6, I'm expecting Boruto to try have a dialogue with somebody important, probably Uncle Shikamaru. You understand? To try.
Okay.
You understand? And have that dialogue. He's now come to inform them of what he knows. You understand? So that to me is why he's back in the village. Not to say that, yo, after that, and they're like, yeah, nah, fuck that, we're still at your neck. Man just leaves. He has flying rides and he can just leave. You understand? So, no, I don't feel like it was too soon. And again, like, it's hard to separate what's going on in verse from what people are feeling outside. All right?
What do you mean?
So, what you're feeling about the chapter is what you're feeling about the chapter. It's subjective. Okay? And you can then put that online to be sure.
Okay.
Right? But to say that it's a very weird kind of position to have, because all right, cool. If he had that confrontation with Code elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
The setup regarding the syndrome and all that wouldn't have happened. Unless
Why
same
not?
thing like what? Code just outside the village watching the Shinanju just attack Konoha, and then Boruto figured out, oh, Code's over there. Let me go deal with him over there. They have their thing. Code runs off, and then he follows Code.
The entire engagement that happened in Konoha,
Yeah.
after that 3 years, to me, could have happened anywhere else. It could have happened anywhere else, and the exact same information could have been gleaned. That's how I feel about it. Do you know what I'm
But
saying?
I'm talking about the other stuff with the trees and all that, attacking people and all them kind of things.
Why does any of that need to change just because it didn't happen in Konoha?
Huh?
Why does any of that need to change just because it didn't happen in Konoha? Boruto could have still came upon the knowledge that, yeah, if the Shinju bites somebody, it's a
But
bad
Boruto
thing.
already knew that from 2 years prior because he saw it happen to Sasuke.
And it didn't happen in Konoha. So why does it have to happen in Konoha? Like, regarding the Shinju biting people and that information coming out, like you said, Boruto already knew in the time skip. So why does this need to come out in Konoha? I understand the perspective of those people is what I'm saying. Like, I need to really make this clear. Do I hate the way Boruto chapter 1 went? Fuck no. Do you know what I'm saying? But do I understand that, okay, cool, you probably didn't want it. You either have him come back in chapter 1 and then wait a cool second before coming back, or you have him don't come in chapter 1 and then pull up in chapter 5, really let niggas know Wagwan, and then potentially dip again for a while.
Which is possibly still what's going to happen.
In all likelihood. You know what I'm saying? Having him pull up chapter 1 and then pull up chapter 4, it's like, okay, cool, fine. The story's the story. But then why pull up in chapter 1? That's my question. You get me? Like, I understand it. I'm like, cool, okay.
I mean, I guess again that's a question for Kishimoto, as you said, boy. It's not that's for him.
Right,
but Cold Attack the Village, I don't know how else to kind of like look at that. You understand? It's not like he ran into Cold outside the village. Cold attacked the village.
He could have though. That's what I'm saying. Like you're fixated on the fact that as the story was written, Cold attacked the village. That whole thing could have happened anywhere else if the story had been written that way.
So Boruto versus Cold and the army of kilograms somewhere else outside the village.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm still not rocking with that one.
Hey man, that's totally fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, me and a large group of people seem to think, hey man, look, perhaps don't do that next time. You get me? I mean, do it if you want. It's your story.
My thing is, it was fine. That was handled fine. That was handled perfectly fine. No real issues with that.
Yeah, no, fine. Like, is it handled fine? Like, does it work as a story? Yeah, but lacks nuance for me and some people. I'm like, kind of wasted the reunion factor. Like, the whole Sarah the Hog and Boruto, I was like, nigga, get this panel the fuck out of here. Like, you niggas been saw each other. Like, you saw each other 2 weeks ago. Fuck is you talking about?
You know it's 2 weeks. It could have been the same day.
Exactly. So, nigga, like, the whole panel of Sarah the rushing to hug, like, nigga, fuck out of here, bro. Like, give me some new info then. This nigga was here, like, in chapter 1. That's what I'm saying. Reunion effect.
Well, you came to bring the info.
Nigga, but this is what I'm saying. The reunion effect. You saw the panel. She rushed the hug, man, like, oh my God, bro. Yeah. Nigga, missed me with that. You saw this nigga potentially a day ago or 2 weeks ago.
A man said we'll talk later. Man pulled up to fulfill the obligation.
But what I'm saying is, dog, the reunion effect is gone now. We already know you saw each other. It doesn't work like that no more.
So you're saying that it was already dispelled from the minute in chapter 1 when he saw her?
3 minutes. Oh, you just got it. You just got it. So that's how, you just got it.
Weird take, but all right.
But what I will say is this. Okay, cool. If it's a weird take, why?
It's just a weird take to me. I don't like that. Wasn't a reunion, really. You understand? That was a brief encounter in the middle of some shit. What happened on the roof or wherever Sumire and Sarada was, that's a reunion.
Them not seeing each other for 3 years and then barking each other in front of her again for 3 years is in no way a reunion to you.
Not really, no.
Okay, well, cool. On that point there, we agree to disagree, Zero. This has been episode 1 of KTT. We will tune in again in 2 weeks?
2 weeks time, man.
2 weeks. And chop it up again, you feel me? Everybody, peace and love. It's been Drift.
I'm Xero.
Obviously, the description will have all of our socials. Peace and love, you get me? Love.
Love.